While speaking on the same show, former Information Minister and spokesperson for Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's legal team, Kojopo Nkrumah, disagreed with Dr. Basit Bamba on this view.
First of all, I think I need to draw your attention and your viewers' attention to something that may appear innocuous, but it is deliberate. The NDC is on a path to smear and undermine the integrity of the Supreme Court and the justices of the Supreme Court. And they are doing that because they are clear in their mind that this petition before the courts is a ruse. And I explain to you. The first evidence you notice is Muntaka Muhammad Mubarak, who goes on national television and alleges, without more, just a mere allegation, that a Supreme Court judge has been involved in calling one NDC member of parliament elect, trying to convince him to vote for Speaker Michael Quay during the election of Speaker. The real object of that allegation is to begin to poison the wells ahead of this litigation. Make no mistake about it. It is a deliberate, calculated attempt to smear and to bring the Supreme Court and the justice of the Supreme Court into question, even as they commence this hearing. And then now you have this very bogus argument that my good friend Dr. Bamba makes, that if the Chief Justice sits on a panel or does not sit on a panel, justice may or may not be delivered. That when you have a panel of 7 or a panel of 9, it can affect whether or not justice will be delivered. And that when you have an older or a younger bench, it can affect how justice may or may not be delivered. It is one of the most bogus analysis that I have ever heard when it comes to jurisprudence. And I think it is clear that it is part of a calculated effort to bring the Supreme Court and the justices of the Supreme Court into question and into public opprobrium as they commence this exercise of hearing the petition. Prior to all of this, you heard some of the NDC apparatchiks make an argument that they themselves are not even sure they will get justice, and that the courts have not been favorable to them in recent times. I think that if we are serious about building a democracy and building institutions, we ought to be the last persons to undermine the democracy and the institutions of that democracy. If you are serious about going before the courts and putting a credible petition before the courts and getting that petition heard live, with all of your arguments and evidence or the lack of it scrutinized before everybody's eyes, you don't resort to this shenanigans of now bringing the court and the justices into disrepute by comments like this. We all know as lawyers that judges have their jurisprudence over the years, yes, but judges of a court of competent jurisdiction hear a matter on the law and the facts that you put before them. In the 2012-2013 presidential election petition, there were judges who had been put on the bench by the previous Kufuor administration, who in their analysis and in their ruling disagreed with the MPP's petition and ruled against us. In recent cases, there are judges who have been put on the bench during an NDC administration who have ruled against NDC applications. The same bench, the same panel, is the same panel that yesterday dismissed our affidavits in opposition to the application for leave to amend the petition that was before it. So this bogus attempt to begin to skew the public's minds against the panel is a very dangerous enterprise. And I'd like to encourage our colleagues on the other side to desist from